media minim say jata de oye aboa onsro hwe onyo emotional na Ghana had the mehu a lion that is emotional no oda aye nkrofo no wo de biye na wo tisu
lion be na emotional
oh say St. George very emotional lion. Oh, these are not courageous people. These are not fearless people. Once the opposition the sanity wo kasa na nkrofo ajaba so I say mema wo ho maka ne prem bebre hwe bono hini yen hwe nipa nim enhu ne su ene ne ban yo minim nkrofo bebre situations bebre esia hona yehu mema say situation in sia say aseminsi ya mema say yenyina yeti hana ye hye zalabia nia oyekramoni just sorry time edru ansana nia sorry say okobom pai no say we dey oyekramoni enti say aseminsi will not know who real men are, and we are now beginning to see who the real men are. And for me, the message is still simple. Say IGP on in Crawford are buying way. Hey, we are president, we are wire. Now, why doing any say, Kaya form? Think again. Because say a reorganization, the kind of fearlessness the opposition ejumano, and sure. Omokran power na be fono because enye na ehye oboma omo they signed a social contract with the Ghanaian people based on near omodi tool. Simple. Na say e buhu akonta mo say hey muti apai mokoko apai near momodi ye nkrofo no ye de biya wa na eyemoya. You can't take a small dose of your own bitter pill, but yenjaye. In fact, we know a warm up.
Warm up.
Me say where you warm up. Still, you will mood of reorganization. You reorganization. Say you call about 2024. How to reorganize the party. You call presidential elections. You presidential elections. No, say you share structure of the party. When you first to rebuild the party, new when we are done, na ye kabuma. Me say, I'm telling you. 107.3. Because ye more coin for them to use lies and deceit in the way omo yusu in opposition and get away with it. They be say sia mre eti omotono. Nanka and Sia, they would have told a lot of lies. They were Omesia send another Dankwe Kufa do Din Dr. Leader-Bawumia Din Ghana for who say as in Kontumbo bi akoso anameboa and with time their real character is beginning to show. And I'm telling you, I'm serving you notice. Say you reorganization at NDC. You know more on my way more. You be kono to boot. Because a Bobby or Moshe will make sure say we hold them to account. Now ye kasa is here. Galam say ekoso no. Enya ade aida for more. Promise be on me or no de ewukra. In fact, omo member caucus member Abeka Chen say the order is dead. Now near omo kasa omo ya no a chain near omo dey campaign etia MPP. Plus, I can't tell you say, look, this government they are more corrupt than the accusations of corruption on the two MPP. So, and let's finish with the reorganization. Now, let's pick the issues and deal with the NDC well. One Ghana for who say, say Makano Mpembe on this platform, any platforms ahodo. Tamaye campaign, Missima Ghana for and Tong Omukara TV and Koto Black and White. On say, I don't know, ya Tom Color TV a Koto Black and White. Now, John Mahama Mamuidi Alabraka.
Right, me pacho tie tape we mami. Why National Youth Organizer no tie tape we mami din.
Youth in the NPP. Hwaman hwe ya ho. 2028 no na mu dodo no mako jail na mu didem 10 years. Youth in the NPP. Hwaman hwe ya ho. 2028 no na mu dodo no mako jail na mu didem 10 years.
Right, me pacho we Kelvin Tilas, National Youth Organizer. What we are eto say.
Oh, we dear on the Okasa by heart.
I don't want them.
We Jimmy Sama or to America now or to Mani Ghana Hadi. Or your Bema, you should come here and speak this trash and nonsense. Me no or the mere scene shows so the dimatem so many times me fino because we are Bema won't nabonting and to IMPA embaha. And I'm a wa. Yeah, Brian, I bet to IMPA. Now me so make kabi mau. That's how we fight. I mean, who to America to a young Pierre by heart, I mean, few. He's a coward. He's a coward. And Jimmy or social media so the platform any day. Enkwesiaga. Yechemaya. So being deep bonia, yent mention. So would deep bonia.
And yecho.
And yecho. But kasa enye boni. Na ono no otimi eka bibia we did Dr. Bawumia atema onde ne yire Samira to the no nonsense point. But we dey aka no ne yire ho asema na wadwa we did do bi atem na o try to be so we go jail. Forget that one.
Adam who abua mura NPP mabu.
Debi. You come here, mama, mama. Who akayen? We are, who for we are to America to IMPA. Debi. Ya kasawa. Anameboa. Na me pesa meka bia wo. Ewo man we meka.
Ntu amra meka no ha.
Meka no ha. Then I can look at you and also give you response. But you cowardly sit somewhere and say whatever you want. Why would I? I'm not a madman to waste my time and follow you. Anything that sometimes, or we don't mind him, no. Chobia. And in the say, if we have to do daily demonstration to ensure, say, a bino will not function, we'll do it. To safeguard the democracy that we have all enjoyed over the period. We are not in the kangaroo system. This is not a banana republic. So, abayin bet me sorry, I could chubi. Ni painty. You can't do that. So, where the Bosremuka? Forget about that is beer bar talk.
Right. Right, me bacha fin wa join yana Salam Mustafa ye National Youth Organizer NPP ona ye no 18 komo no aban so the free primary health care aba and then an say who say what the tricycle be ko abobo ya what they ko nkrunkuma mu na akoboa amana samamfo ya de me ta kan do say sa agenda 111 no ebi mu ka say nka o toto sa abobo ya no konfanto agenda 111 no so was in that 4 years on bet maybe agenda 111
because we need the big vision in you. Omo thinkers into bibia esumbiano ebro madwen so otherwise say yetimi up a concept of district hospitals and commence construction of these hospitals. 88 of them in districts are not only district hospitals. Plus some regions are aba on stream. Now first no omon kahon. Yepe regional hospitals are 3 psychiatric hospitals into hospitals are ACBC na Abesio 111. Almost all of them na ya shasiye. In fact, ye bi tafo die esi ho. Just put nurses there and ejuma no be hyase no eno this government cannot do into facility no esi ho say na health minister we are sorry say here the primary health care. What is primary health care? What is it? It's for the basic of health care to your people.
How basic na here?
Essentially, the first line of health care. Now, what is more befitting, say, a district hospital, say, obi yari ebetimi arashi ne pakrono to a decent facility. Yebetimi amano ayareshe. Now, what sorry? Okay, to abobolance, aboboya. What's your predecessor? It me to 300 ambulance, fully fitted ambulance. Ghana kwichire.
But so I see a best survey or more hinterlands.
Yeah.
And
those are some of the parameters of primary health care to get to rural places. Also, the basic of health care.
Okay. And it's a walk I could do GHS. Now I see until P1.
The basic of health care. How to reach out to people in the most remotest part. Now, some of the basic, health delivery that can take care of their health. Omo promises 600 chip compound for 2025. Up to now, even one chip compound, they have not built, let alone 600 chips compound. I tell you, almost to buy. I am throwing a down. And then at the Abedu Aboboya coming down, degrading the whole concept. Now, Omaba, touching on important, network system like LIMS. Now, look, the Masa they have created in the healthcare is no joke. This no bed syndrome, they are all interrelated. Because health minister on Tiasia, the health he doesn't understand it. On Tiasia. I don't know what he's been doing on the health committee in parliament all these years. Basic concepts. Committee. Naturally, you assume say obenya basic understanding of senior nyama yisiye ejuma. When people uncrofort to say Dr. Ayu free mo and more committee. So these are health professionals on here. Now all the expertise are or my way more. You mean you cannot tap into it and ensure that we have decent health delivery system on my way. Now nyama in that time. In fact, in Chayabia, I think this week or was it last week? And I made a Ghana man penina Casano. Says no explaining primary health care. Now I'm saying, hey, and I'm saying, I template.
But what is wrong, sir? Man penina no arbitrary.
It means that the minister is incompetent. That's all. It means that the minister is incompetent. And this is for the come as say you be safe 4 years. On my no inquiry. Cause Sebi danka ye tuma Dr. Leader-Bawumia on no deep presidencies here. I'm telling you, say ni ekosono by now danka Ghana akwe ni maka ho. Because baby Nanado Dankwe Akufo-Addo Edi Ghana ebedru ye no. By now, Leader-Bawumia would have been taking Ghana a step ahead. But we know ya quickly. Now President Nkasano, he no. On premium into enya de fa no ho.
He has nothing
to lose. Into ejuma no as a front. And next year no into internal primaries, internal elections, until the whole of 2027. A wasted year. 2028, you are about to 2028 from January to December in a campaign. Inti yekweni ana yebechiri. We any sema na ye ka achire Ghana for no say mama ye ndwene yie na ye nto abapa. But ebufo no ba ye no ya antena sepam. But say say ye hu say I said bia to chima.
But send your hunu no sa na Ghana for hunu na na.
I think so because menantipa I'm consulting, I'm going around and komodia ekosono. People are asking questions. Ghana for look are discerning. Ghanaians are discerning. I want in your massy. I'm one difference. Share Kojom Sisia. Na be so say 2024. Nanado Dankwe Kufuado ni era. Any Sisia de hine nati responses are on the bemao. Even normal businesses, businessmen are on my way. They call maybe so kind of mokasa. But at the point, omobufuye, papa, guta, and so on and so forth. At the point, omobufuye, thinking say bibi, fufro bibi, pebiba. I said, John Mahama, this is an old wine, the same old bottle.
But in Norman Koso, but Sanya Wokasa Norman Koso, no, you will see us, I will crumha, or matedin. You are so for crumha, or matedin.
See us also in the baby, or muti, eshe, or more. Efrum. Their hairs are buried deep in their stomachs. Bebre akwaja appointments. They are part of the government. Eja table so mu dinti o mu fa. I don't know exciting so. But at least one or two credible CSOs say omokasa. And people are beginning to talk. Which this special prosecutor and Semaba, the kind of Kukudama who are talking about it, almost uncrophony Professor Kukua Zara and co. Writing copiously and all kind of when the position when I said I did no I don't know you know that kind of thing. Yes, people are beginning to ask questions. Lukewarm say I didn't know. I say I said
right. Ebimo say the office of the special prosecutor yenyim through hokra because ehunim faso and
I disagree. But teach the set up office of the special prosecutor. Still me the MOGD. I listened to Nanado Dankwe Kufuado so many times, and the reasoning was superb. And Teleneno MOGD in that reasoning, sir, Butayano.
Trimpono na yeden then ma MPP for the office of the special prosecutor by.
Say yenti eku abit me akon ketachehye ni proye. Attorney General, no, I was saying minister. Sometimes by design or saying member of parliament. Say the colleagues Eddie Bonia say obehwe omenim a prosecute woman ebe din amano. Inti yempe obia yebe poni tumi kakra amano na sa ejuma no otimi di. That was the reasoning. Oko amamain bebre. These are the kind of arrangements that exist. In America, and they feel that President Trump, there will be prosecutors who will take on the president. What I say, this was the rationale behind the creation. But from the word go, from the beginning, the argument the NDC4 made was that office no say. Yeah, the better President Mahama appointees and internet set up office of the special prosecutor. Yeah. So up in issue no from the word go no omonya problem with the office. And she omoba be mu nyina no omo say office we dey yempe. And that is what is happening. to OSP. Unfortunately, I have a personal issue with the conduct of the OSP. Kwaya or the former finance minister Faso Kenoforiata is bad. And I have an issue with it. I don't hide it.
But not the office.
Not the office. Oh, his person has become part of the problem of the office. Or kona bodyguards, Dinechi, you know, at a point, or got London for so many years, and now America. And then, look, Ken Oforiatta was ready to, you know, give audience to the OSP via Zoom or whichever, you know, Skype and whichever, you know, abe for technology, abe now we need to come up questions be our woman. Now the guy said no. He should leave it and come to satisfy your ego. Now and that's where I think the guy lost it. Say, no, oh yes, sir. Obe proving home or whatever NDC for they didn't care. Oh yeah, kakra any touch or member bako, Martin Pebu no say ono reaction.
Council of State member bako yeah.
Ono ha wo ja. But MPP he went after Cecilia Dapa, who was a minister, went after Ken Oforiatta, and Sana Mustafa Hamid. No. Nobody touched him. The government and the party didn't give him the reaction that he's gotten from his people. Of course. One reaction that the majority leader was on his feet in parliament. Dafiamako, I think he's the chief whip. Chief whip. Yeah. Wow, no. They are filing to squash the office and then. Just Martin Pebu. And you particular bia sa and you know what can I say we Martin Pebu de bia tambia TV3 and bia ADD Dr. Leader-Bawumia atem on Nana Dankwe Kufuado every Saturday morning. Oshena, he's there insulting them. Because of that, hey, they'll protect him.
So office in the
Office near.
But nipa na occupy office one no and the
part of the problem. Part of the problem. One say, and of course, if they have raised issues with Article 88, dealing with the issues of Article 88.
OSP, your Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, we need to meet over prosecutor. Office, no, and you lame that.
Yes, or say there must be express authorization to prosecute. So let's find a way to get authorization. That's all. Give the OSP the authorization. No.
One you too many been for Attorney General and so bit of prosecutor or prosecutee. Attorney General and the man of clients and
yes.
Then a Kobanis send ye one the
that's the argument some of us are also making. Say, what the docket bring me? Now me see they don't prosecute by. So yeah, the assembly as send your according there, do Supreme Court. In China, yenya interpretation from the Supreme Court.
Right, but talking about Salam Mustafa SM, a national youth organizer, MPP, one you know 18 anyway. Quickly, here Teacher Trainees Association of Ghana, TITAC. Oma boko kwasenya me yadoma eda wo kire on demonstration. Oma sem nyina ne say aban ne so be fa kire for 7,000. And no where backlog na eso
aban we me ma won enko wie question me be question no Ebenlandi. This government is a useless government.
107.5 employ teachers for 7,000 no useless government.
Useless government. Nana Dankwe Kufuado aban employ over 130,000 teachers.
In 8 years?
In 8 years. Strike an average.
Okay.
You get around 15,000 per year. So by that, now you 15,000 per year. Now I drop it down half of it, you are useless. And see, from the word go, they are, look, in every aspect, they have failed, though. Every aspect. My organization will start taking on this government. A basic sleeping and Ghana for air. The corruption cases are a bab on Tino. And some who know air no. The failures going on, we take it one by one. Now, Yama Ghana for the power they give them. A Jumo Mudidi.
Abani kitam finishia 9 mandate. Obi baka say early days.
Early days.
What
Agrobesa if you are
what da maguna no.
Yes.
E wo Ghana organization kese pa MPP. What da maguna no. Hope ho.
And Abani we did it.
107.3.
Hope no so. Because nyama ebe ma bebu no hope no. All of it, much sign. In fact, much actually. 24-hour economy.
No, I started 24-hour economy market.
Man catch say na market. Enya market. Anti Mako University we o se me come market. Market no wo ho. Malata wo ho. KJT wo ho. Yeah, you know, Tamale Central Market, Ababu Market, yeah, Dansuma Market, Kaneshi Market, Oba Madina Market, Market is not our problem. And they call Madina Market, not 24 hours. The promise was President Mama Kasa Eka say when I say 1, say 133. When I say 24-hour economy, say 133. And guy say my ejuma biano will run 24 hours a day into Obia Benya Nechafa. So what has changed? And that was the biggest promise to you. And look, I can show you reports, Me campaign reports are mature the amount paying you for. Unemployment was one of the key issues. Because McCoy school
a post security threat.
Yes. Now all of a sudden NDC promise Juma. I will likely vote for the NDC.
Of course.
I'm 24-hour economy. And they have shown you say, Gapoha, they will run 24 hours a day. Port Honomo, Ghana Maritime Authority, DVLA. Likely because me pay Juma Yano.
You go for that.
I will go for them. In tomato about I'm away, you know. He's also because see market. President, a convoy, Echo Bimbila, Echo Kati sort for market in Bimbila. Eba mia me constituency Tamale South, Kuku market. On be Kati sort of horse on 24 hours. That market I have passed through. I have gone there several times. Meaning say after 6 will be any hope you. I said my area. I know the place they are doing that market. I know the place. Meet me nothing from me fee echo. Misha Jensen ma wusu miti. See, let's not do that. Mr. By with you. Ebenya one time.
107.3.
Final national issue ni emrap fee na yemedi fee enkomo. Na won some people for ni social media. Trust say doom saba. Abane so mo ya upgrading normal. Enye doom so. You see it as doom so. Baby I wono nkane ho asem so te say.
Bad. Winning. Me fear me need generator.
Why? Pena umpe.
Me area. If you are I try share me. They don't use generator. And as a person, I felt that me a mistake na me the generator be see me fee. Na obi a light cough. Na me kwa me light. Fee me fee our light. I look odd amongst my immediate neighbors. So I took a decision that I will not put a generator in my house. Lights no call a call fire. Me say these days, if we are anajo, and then you want me do lights any time I'm up here. 2 days ago, around 12, and the lights no call off.
Chabani so upgrade this system no.
Timer Martin Opoku Prempe, energy minister at the time, Napo. Eka say ye dum CC. They did not buy into it. Almost for since on for timetable them. And now
Yeah, me can't.
So what is the difference with this? In fact, for those of us who live around the Nanakrum area, I'm on the schedule every on my timetable. Lights be cut off at this time, and you can no so. And you can no so. In fact, they off it at will. I say, near original or doom lights. That's on pay us. Into us, I know what try them and then bufu. Now what offer them to send up. Into doom so it's real.
You see it as doom.
It's real. And of course, doom so hinaba. How about you?
You can what you say, Dr. Leader-Bawumia, Wakochia Kennedy or Henny at Japan. Ete was saying as national youth organizer.
Oh, I am a depa.
Yeah.
I am a depa. Of course, hey, I didn't mean him.
Now you are aware. So
for now, yeah, I'm aware. Oh, yeah. You know, visitations, any opinion for no. Many nakasa. And also, say, we did responses are back from all the camps, you know, they are crying. And
by why private visit?
It's very good. Oh, I can't see at this level. And yes, na political party, a dom, and a chichiri party, a cool. To the extent, say, on in Yanum echo, I can't see. Nyamiya na dom, mani din kunim. He must lead with grace and reach out to everybody else. Sure? Kennedy Japan, I come prekon, and I bear 28%. Into a say, go for what? Almost GDA, one of Brian a champion, and I think bear
23%. Kennedy 23.
23 on. Yeah. Omo dom say yam pekwan eno man share ama almost our confidence in say they are not cast out and they are still part of the party. They may feel bitter. And it was very important say on in they will sit down and talk amongst themselves. It's part of the unity building. You say yenye proper unity and sana yeko 2024 election. And it's one of the reasons that affected us because say minister, former minister of state, 8 meet na TV so I say ono abano one to be na asema enye kitwa asem kese. It's a very good thing the flag bearer is doing. Say penyufobi ewo ho SSA oni omu share omu di nkomo. And che bia I think this week, Honorable Brian Champon, I posted on Dr. Leader-Bawumia picture. Kona ko read the comments, no. Honorable the spirit of the party people. Nya ewo mumu. And I am very sure, say, Honorable Canada Japan would come fully on board.
Right, but now MPP Chitafo ni be kase. Nke ba publica at least Kennedy Chitafo ni be hu say bibia ni ho biu.
The time beso. Bibia any nimre. One of the issues in a party we want to see everything on social media, but it cannot work that way. Say the cameras ecosystem no more stress not truly no and free akumumwa. You have done nothing. But Kennedy must feel okay. Brian Champa must feel okay that we are still together. That he's still my brother. And there are some discussions that Komonebi or a trash that they must look each other eyeball to eyeball. I said, Charlie, I'm sorry. No, I said, Charlie, now I call away Kai any day, Charlie. I come now, so Charlie, where Omi Unkwala inti, where I am sorry. And it doesn't need to come out. Inti, what has happened is the process that true reconciliation can be achieved. And party for no, omonya butre kakra. Na yenye jumani ye in the right way. Abema ya pray ajitumi bium.
What is a basic for nam krum mabunu bifra our national youth organizer no? Eshekiu kakra.
Not necessarily. Na maybe sir. I can't say you win some, you lose some.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the thinking? Say, Ken, unless Ken wins, okay, assuming Ken, Edium Kunim, were they expecting, say, yeah, maybe, you GD in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Nanka, yes, so, Yanka say, okay, would it have served Ken any purpose? No. One thing I may catch them for. Look, that's why I'm always careful in Nyama Mimi. Mini mechna. And because of it, now ye nimnti. Minya obeya dia. Now ye. Yeah? I'm surprised. Obiti say, me hope ejako o die nim and
Dr. George Otibonsu.
Yeah, Dr. George Otibonsu. Maybe Dr. George Otibonsu himself might not want to be president. But maybe that Uba and Awuvia would be the one Otu Franka. Na ye dinichi. Ayamano. Politics. Me say, your mind way mo. And a John Dramani Mahama. Okoda sorry as vice president. And a Joe Okoda be sorry, you know, not your president. Not your president. Oh, sorry as vice president. Eshe Nejuma say as vice president. Anapa. No your program. Until Onya calls say Asemisi. Saimbra. Ni shebre asesa. Inti ye ni mechna. Inti the share a Jacko Dr. Otibonsu no mo ye nyina yen hwe ni ye nuanom. Obi ni mechna. And sure Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will become president and maybe Obia any say maybe maybe loyalists of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no. Now Obi Edwin say on your loyalists of Dr. Bawumia no. Now maybe obe benefits a chain. These things they are doing, akuma kosro, they should calm down. They na yekuba go share eto da ebe tietie nyankonan so but yeku ye baako. So they should stop what they are doing. Come back.
You should come home.
Come home. Look, we'll keep fighting. A party, nipa na Asia, Look, me call online. I see people insulting me. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. Yes, yeah. We didn't come on because that is party work. Make I say, what did my temp? I didn't hear me ya into. I didn't meet my ya. But we find a way of building rapprochement and getting along. Senate President Kufuor Kache, look, we don't need to be friends to work together. That's all. And somebody has won. That is the will of the delegates. It will not be Leader-Bawumia there. Another person will be there. Akufo-Addo ebaye, Kufuor ebaye. The almost time, the same way Bawumia's time would elapse. Or no so beko nipa fufuro beba. So why are we doing this ourselves? It's a million. They should come back home.
Right. May I say, walk us through your journey. Why are you from the National Youth Organizer? Walk us through.
I think it's one of the exciting journeys of my life. Decision made that journey home and came to the point that I'll contest for National Youth Organizer. 2014 eko tamale eko tuaba. Na metasame ukwechi. And odi nkunim. And in the process, and oyi me as the deputy abedechire and me boano and ye juma. Sa nyame chadie and 2016 nyame did to me emayen. And everybody will bear witness. Say I'm always an active person. When I was Deputy National Youth Organizer, my footprints was all over the place. And then I my platform, I made it across the regions. In the time I make I say I'll run for National Youth Organizer, no, not me war base. And then me were abaimu. After 2019, 2018 elections, no, 2019. 2020, ye kwa batuo no. Me di si me so. Efa miami ka. Epe miami sika. Eko constituencies bi. Eko campaign eboa won. Aside working for the vice president, inti se me koye ejumama vice president. Ye ko campaign eba. Ye drew Accra pe. Na miama fa me ka. So obejina homea na me soma fa me ka. Na mako different place na mako ejuma into bisa obi ti say Alex Jari obaka tell say na me on constituency in 2020 na me nkuta position bia enti ekwaso no na the discussions so and I'm so okay I will leave government because at that time I was assistant to the vice president, my presidential staffer.
Okay,
I was director of programs for the vice president. No ko neba bibia yehye bibia ma no ye ne ko eba bibia de bia nti me ya madwen say me contest na me ko two penyinim and so my adwuma we to this point nti I want to try my hands on this and I was okay. Maybe as for me, I like party work. Every party program there me or I should go ahead and contest. And I may contest here. I may charge here. Me share campaign as here around the time. And I may mami nkunim. And I may di apano. You share me in Munyam as National Youth Organizer. Time I to me swaba. July 2022. Na aka 1.5 year. Na Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo na bang any time our baby and we're running into the 8-year jigs at the time 1.5 year at that time na Ukraine and Russia war no na omudi siso on say Russia invaded Ukraine in February and at that time no the problems had started na time no dollar I could do almost 17 cities. Fuel a kosoro about 24 cities or so per liter. Now inflation I could do by 54%. Now already until we ran straight into the economic issues at the time. But me the man Papa, I kept believing that you bet me I convinced Ghana for because I believe that we were capable of fixing the economic problems that we were facing at the time.
107.3.
Inti me the same so say you be adwumaden. Me nsuro adwuma. Anybody who knows me will tell you.
Workaholic.
We need me. You know me.
I know you.
Yes, I'm not a lazy person. I'm a workaholic. Me, I don't like sitting at one place. You hear me? I am a doer. Me nkasa bebre. I like let's get things done. Let's get it done. Inti 2022, even the 6 months, na aka for I feel I even took time to do orientation for Miami microphone be many regional youth organizers Asia kwaya befa so ahye ejuma no 2023 I developed a whole manual for the year 2023 near yebeye before we get to the election year from January all the way into 2023 I started going around the country. I taught the country 3 times in 2023. 3 times. And the home reports I have, one of it here.
Yeah, most of the reports.
Yes, plenty of them. Tambia me ko ba me report. Challenges apatia. Now I reported on all of it.
Before the 2024 election.
Before 2024 election. In fact, in 2024. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for the youth campaign, I want you to lead it. Nam me dase opinion. Inti Miami who say it's a huge amount of work given. Inti like I do for every year. No, I want to develop a manual for 2024. Inti we share document we say winning election 2024 and beyond. The youth who they are, where they are, the numbers. You take it time. EFA Electoral Commission documents, break it the numbers down and exactly what to do. It's here.
Yeah.
Document we medical mapping, and the structure. I developed a whole structure for the youth campaign that I was going to lead. So I opened the youth wing up. A lot of people don't know this. Me friend from Crawford say, "Mumbra na ye ejuma enti virus." Nanapia.
Yeah.
Many no ene ye share campaign ase. We went to start the 2024 campaign from the Upper West region. I was there with virus. Virus, Richard Jeffrey, George Quatin, they were all captured in the structure that I decided to develop. And aside that, I also made sure that I had an advisory team, Anthony Cabo and Samuel Wuku.
Okay.
Some of these things also, I ran it by them. Say almost say sometimes almost afraid, when we say mo say
Is it because they're no more past experience in here?
Of course.
Okay.
These are former national youth organizers. And see, I wanted to be on the right path. And that is me. I'm very pragmatic. I'm very proactive. I'm very meticulous and data driven. 2024, I pay any votes. And for me, anything that was going to bring votes, I was ready for it. Yeah, or say, I want to make myself popular. Danka, if it's just to popularize myself, Danka make me yimi ho na bibia mekobia na me the bloggers, TikTokers, esimechi, edimechi, ana me nyama, ebe ma me kwa din without necessarily ebwa patino. But and this even let me tell you, you can go and check, and anybody can go on my social media handles and check, my Facebook especially. Every picture of mine, you will see Bawumia campaign in it. And almost every poster of mine, not Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia picture, I wasn't working for myself. I worked for the party, I worked for the candidates, because I believed in the collective interest and winning. Until date, that is the disposition that I hold till this very moment. Until me things be and me can be, I just laugh.
You let it go.
Yes, I can be DNB. Some out of ignorance. Obi maybe son, what is the role of the National Youth Organizer on him? Now, what is the National Youth Wing? The National Youth Wing is the National Youth Organizer and the youth organizers, region and constituencies put together. We share Article 13 of the Constitution. And a Juma Bain and a Constitution, or say, go out and propagate the policies of the party to the youth.
Okay.
So a advocacy job.
Okay.
And also, the TESCON account I say we should manage. So this is the job description for the National Youth Organizer. And I was on radio, TV, defending the party and making advocacy.
Right, Ubefa MPP as National Youth Organizer. Number no state saying and then ne Mabuno state saying.
To be honest with you, when I won my bid in 2022, that day, I may swear you off of office. That day, no, and I made the problem. At the fee, Accra Sports Stadium or any time, Ediko fee, because that day, no, test confirmed me and Tuaba. So there was a problem already for me to deal with. Now, Unkalano Bufu, hey, Omabeme Boo.
Yes, we
that day, Tescom couldn't vote because Obi had the injunction echo to Tescom for so. Obi are also all contesting, one of the positions. As suspected say, na Kanana Biakoso, into or the injunction echo to so, into Tesco Fonant Man to Aba. 107.5 soon. Because a Juma, these Tescon people can do, and they do on their own, it will amaze you. Because from the national level, Edding said we'll fund all the Tescon chapters. Edding. We don't have the resources. So it's the Tescon chapters and the patrons who most of the times, now they support Kakra, Atomechi, now they find a way to manage it. Into omoye way na omoba say the opportunity inherent in it for them to also feel important in the setup. You deny them. And I say omo die ejuma bankwana yahwehwe omo, but a ban on the privileges are not yet deny them. Then another issue. When I became National Youth Organizer at the time, a campus like University of Ghana, not for 2 years or more to about.
No reason here,
because of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So COVID was, a problem for us because it changed the calendar. And it made it problematic for us. And so for 2 years, this thing, I want it changed. Into my share 10. Na yen tuaba. Yes, sir, and I yet tuaban. And most of the other, strong institutions are here. Some of the teaching ones, how to touch and ensure that they are also working kakra. So the state of the youth at the time I came on board, issues of unemployment because the government had run for about 7 years. After 1 year, into somewhere G3. Hey, my partner, and Ejumakura, and so on and so forth. But I can also tell you that still there were committed young people in the party who were still standing strong and firm. And that is the spirit of the youth wing and the youth of the MPP. Until date, that is still the feeling. So I tell people that every day when I wake up, I have to match up to the energy of the young people. And that's why I don't have issues. Usually, me go online, no more did attempt and so on and so forth. No, I'm a young person. I understand them. No more, my yebi. I've gone through the rank and file. I've gone through the system. I've gone through the mill. So I want to see a more developed party imbued young people. 107.3. Say Miniwa, I know that.
Okay.
And that is still the state of the party. Share call online, social media. So those leading the charge, young people. What I say? Yeah, last year, omo Mia na me fa youth wing a demonstration so that is the strength of the youth wing. But of course, let me also tell you that the template of opposition is different from template in power.
Yeah. Oh, can't stop saying.
Somebody be say, and I'm one boy, and so on and so forth. Sometimes we say, and so on and so forth. People don't understand that. Say, oh, I buy more. I want to mean ye. You manage things when you are in power. You manage the expectations, aspirations of your people when you are in power. And look for opportunities for them. Intina me sorry me CEO wenche me pay ejuma ediama way, and I can tell you I can dare people, ministers and CEOs, they should come on and say that Salam has come here begging for money for himself. No, I wasn't doing it. But ejuma waha, when are you going to recruit? And I support this for me, help, blah 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 blah. Let me tell you, today, the whole of the MPP 8 years.
No, we can't treat mommy.
MPP, yet now by 8 years now. Maybe the National Youth Organizer, Manfa National Youth Wing and Kochi contractor. Send me the mommy.
Wow.
Not one, not anywhere.
Obey your youth organizer.
Me say
1 year contract be a
manji contract be a manji contract be a.
Pen and I won't pan answer the
and you say na pen and na mempe me dwane ekosia mpenyimfo epemwa but ebiamba bono the whole 8 years of MPP my board back okra mantena so but not be a national youth organizer.
Yeah, national youth organizer ka
debi.
Okay, let's get it clear because we will say
so one of the no more this guy from where America.
And now major challenges then will be a national youth organizer from there you in so now major challenge then
and I'm going to start this advocacy because Bonahini National Youth Wing Juman a dang. It is the most difficult job in the party setup. Youth wing, because of the structure. Because Bonahini, me was 16 regions, regional youth organizer and a deputy, and in Crawford. Now you form to constituencies 276 constituency youth organizers and deputies. Waiting for resources, logistics, prepare from one person. Who we are, as at now, your 255 TESCOM institutions are so. Who we are now, you're the SRC elections. So the amount so blocks, nooks, anything, make a grass sag, any those NASAG, those student leadership, so because you don't want to be in government and nooks and now grass sag will be worrying you.
Yeah.
No more issue statements, but had demonstrations against you. So we manage all these things. But the other two wings, they don't have the same level of workload. na yɛde adwuma kɛseɛ sɛ ama wo budget nka ho. There's no budget to the office. Sika nka ho. Into one, senior my designing programs. I can tell you what I decided to do January, February, and so on and so forth. Into me yet and we are, so we decided to do first time voters project, youth engagement series, TESCON engagements in a whole year, and we're costing in. Into me ye we na we are na make around akope sika biom na media be ye djuma.
And now pay for him.
Look, my biggest support system was Dr. Alolo.
Okay.
Ono so masini. And se mete ha me tu chamano.
And then party the any budget be as say we back one trip. Now wako
Hey, for party headquarters na bizamu.
And who call Yamfan said Tamala, who could Yamba Buna wa usika. Who could Sunania wa usika.
Copy usika. It's for etna no mudi di atem say your headquarters say this company
financial constraint.
Yes, funding.
Okay.
Funding. You see, you see now we went through the same thing and I've been deputy before. Meaning says Sami had the same challenge. You see, I don't want the next national youth organizer to go through this particular problem. And yes, sir, essentially, what we do is to set up people to fail. And it shouldn't be the case. Sure, we want to win elections. Into
right. What's in a hoping and Maniaji say to be our firm, 1% the next National Youth Organizer, MPP, So what is the solution?
So I'm putting together one or two papers. Say you pay some operational funds, so that minimum crop apart from Dr. Alolo, Sami Buame, Sami de Oyeminipa, Aminanta, so Buame pa. In fact, in the last days, Honorable Abna Sari, she came through on motorbikes and some support. Kojo Ponkruma as well. If we need rapport with people, we need a network then you suffer. Share nipa bako for any sika enough to run the youth wing. Because I thought that I do things on my own. I generate, and most some of the activities, your co-position till date, most of the things, I'm saying this so that we'll find a way of resourcing the wings, women wing, the Nasara, and most especially the youth wing, because of the KCNO, so that National Youth Organizer Bar, once a minica, I didn't have a vehicle as National Youth Organizer. At the point, cars are not me na a rented cars, na mi ana me hoka.
Hey,
yes.
I'm
telling you. Until the same for Dr. Alolo, Ebuame. But it shouldn't be the case, because you see, work must begin immediately. And he said, organizers, any choir or modibisi from Akoye Juma, they will sit in Accra. Omoni is car, Omodibeko, Ombetinan crying. Omoni, the logistics, a car and so on to work, Ombetinan crying. And that makes Ejumano to be more difficult. Ejumano, a better thing I can. Anything I'm openly make, in some way, say, no.
Of course.
Then solving this particular issue, so that next, youth organizer, any organizers on Bebano, they will not suffer. That's why I come, me pray for national organizer.
I
come with so much experience.
Who are youth organizer and wabambu pain?
Debbie.
Debbie. Why?
I love challenge. Even though a provi say challenge way soon. But me sorry na me share a juma a daho. Anytime na mabembebu.
Okay.
So boys and Kuala na mo be me ni will tell you that sometimes it was goddamn it nama makota miami sika. Let me tell you, ma make sure me receipts. Motorbikes are me di misika kotoy over 700,000. The receipts are here. Me turn in my name.
700,000 motorbikes.
They be 700,000 CDs.
Okay.
Receipts ni na ewo me di mu because I paid for them. Because timer, nkofo bi ahya me bo say ombe boa na metwe motorbikes na at the point me say ade no emba no I was left with a challenge and say you the jawa you the swao, you are a leader.
Okay.
And I chose to sacrifice me and gave it out. I got 2 motorbikes, Eddie Kuma youth organizers say monjina monfan kom mia na monkonye juma.
Me too.
Then come in do party now. If I'm not committed to my work, me. Like I say na minim say bolusu. Like Lucy, I'm sure say still many kaka credit, but everything is gone. And I don't regret it.
Okay. And then I would join actually. And then I would bar youth wing in the more. Say ne. Say MPP kase ye kejaw and work on the next level. Wa betina sidu says you say ade we am my yabua MPP mabunu and MPP as a political party. Brana me national youth organizer no maniaji.
Me the innovations we bring by. It's just unfortunate, sir. Mre am my shiny. Sure. Me can't I say when I am from one. What say you twin? What say my producing MP at my party no. Win.
Debbie.
Yes. Me regional youth organizer back here MP.
One on support to the man MP.
Yes. You twin you tanichi. This was our project. Into me regional youth organizer in Northeast, Honorable Mohammed Nuruddin, the member of parliament for Gambaga and Alerugu.
Wow. As
yeah, can say still a regional youth organizer. Yeah, Chinanichi Youth Wing Project. Yeah, called Che Akonya Orphan Constituency. You could pray NDC seat at Che at the Bema Party. No, that is a source of pride for me. On any day, I'm sure Nuruddin Bekai say, Commander Ebuame. And I say thank you to Almighty God for it. Aside that, I have taught this country, I'm sure, more than anybody can count. As national youth organizer, say, sorry, apesika achin. Say, me mrantie, ye sinkonya, actually, send your ejuma AC call, na mama mu directions, ye say, na makasa chomo so sometimes on my bemebu, na makacho say, munya butre, mama ye jumano. I did that not less than 3 times. Minkwa me call round.
Okay.
Aside that, 2024 election, not in a youth connect me boy. What I did youth connect by
Commander.
Me and I made youth connect by. And I want to appreciate Sami and Cabo for their immense support on the Youth Connect concept. I developed here and Minia Krobia Ashanti. Yes. Most of these guys will put together this concept and we rolled it out. And Dr. Lolo Nyamishani Bebre, Dr. Lolo financed it for me. Into me, 60 regions in my presidential candidate. The presidential, when we sold the idea to the presidential candidate, he accepted it. And it was his biggest speaking platform. One of the research, year after elections, Youth Connect is captured in one of the reports as one of the major programs in youth mobilization for the 2024 elections.
Okay.
Sure? Aside that, yeah, campus invasion. Na minam campuses. Yeah, call dom to dom. Any nkwala ekasa. Yeah, me videos bebre. UPSA yeah call aerobics. Many nkwala no. Ye di dokono. You know, campus invasion, ghetto. See, they are street boys. And it was part of the structure me develop here because formal sector the informal sector is also there.
Now ghetto.
Yes, the informal almost boys no. And also we make sure that we covered that place.
Right.
Now, I've led the formalization of patrons. The first time in our history. Say, yama recognition to patrons. Senior patrons, esi buayen in the running of Tescon, or bia enimbi. But, say, omo komasem echrao in the last 8 years, some of the things they went through. That's why I decided that let's formalize them. And also, regional Tescon coordinators, omo schools no so. But, nkwalano ebe to aba, regional Tescon coordinator there. The supervisor in charge of Nkwalano on the ultimate to Abanibi. And so they be young for Monkaho and also Itimiaye. No Shemukina say ye be Peja Tescom bio. And Yamin Chadie, ye reorganization. Some of the recommendations I'll pass to the youth leader. And Yamin Chadie, when I'm the national organizer, I would give pointers and direction to the youth organizer on the new dynamics playing out. This Gen Z Alpha generation, Sisia, Omona, Oma Bibia Aboso, saying Quaya Befaso, na mo SAD, na Yateni Bibia, Ama IFA, na Yetimi Amomo in Adam MPP, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, look, there's so much we did.
Sir, Ure too, who Juma yes, a national organizer. Yes, in Chinin Camphano, but a Todabia, Pomponini, one of Pomponini, Lizard. If you saw a bottom, will be an answer. No, Sir, Ure too from 0 to 10. Obama Hussein.
Ukrainian. Between 0 to 10. I will not say, me bibia. Say, me name from so. As a person, me woman from so.
Okay.
Because me nipa, I have my limitations. But say a band a Juma of national youth organizer. Between 0 to 10, I'll tell you that I'm at around 7.
107.3.
I don't want to go high because Nkovega say you're praising yourself. No, but the youth wing has developed its tradition over the period. What I say, me I bet if I cabo and me buy youth wing into my Juma and Cabo, Samia Ukuamia, Namia National Youth Organizer, Nana B, and Mia Sisia, Mete you Metiasie. I understand it upside down. Me see, me fat test con not me boot test con watch now. These are the issues. High. It will amaze you. And be problems behind me kind of radio so.
Yeah. Who national organizer?
Yamin Chadie.
107.3.
Say Yamin Mamma Nkwa. Mamma Pomidi. Meko national organizer.
Why national organizer? When him say policies are what they ba. What you are bringing on board as national organizer. Appropriate time, no. By why national organizer?
First and foremost, my some party way over 20 years. Me started 2000 and ending to 2003, 2004. Me shall say MPP politics till in them as and winning your constitution actually say we drew 40, we brought 40 won't me and contest you to organize a biom. Nyamincha there 40 no matra.
Okay.
And che biana, minya 40. Into I'm in my early 40s. Into youth wing no. Ma nyini, abroso kakra. Match me with you na obi fufroso so abeshim so that continuously will also build people. Now, my boss, Nanabi, said, Uncle Bium, into Honomo, Abe empty. Into I would contest. And why? Because I come on board with the experience. Makoi Genumu, Apiaba, Mina Jana Shime, Aminim Senia, Jana Sidari. Nobody can tell me that once you are outside, the way you see it, and from the inside, senior SCTA, I can give you a practical state of senior SCTA.
Right.
So experience, medeba. There's nobody who or contesting this position or contesting here. Or bit my catching so experience me how to handle the wings, because I am coming to supervise the wings. 2, maturity. I have developed into the role, into party leadership, into miwa kumapa. Yeah. Nkwalao penifo omodi di matem, you know, I have a calm way of dealing with them. Mesi minim krofo ya ye juma across the length and breadth. Ombeka tell us, oh, salami oye obia obuadie. You know, and I get along with people. The right skill set. I understand the job. Okay? Operations are my Yama party way. Me can be a waha. It will shock you. Say me na mi shichiri. 1 SC 2024 haya. Something happened in 2024. I was the one behind it. But now microphone.
So promise Bernard be my say ube national organizer. Ube to me agi to me at the NPP 2028. Now one to me and you to me so what?
May they plan for power and ever make MPP great again. Rebuild, rebrand, recapture. We are rebuilding. After that, we are going to rebrand. Party Ben and Ghana for Peso in the NPP. We'll rebrand that party from communication. We say we have to go back to retail campaign. Now, retail campaign, no. Won't you say, oh, yes, saying I supervise, say retail campaign.
Okay.
The skill setter, Mede Bano, is to help the party back to proper campaign settings. We'll do a lot of training for our people. Up their capacity in galvanizing, in mobilizing, and in organizing. Role management and BBR. Because one thing in the last few years, saying to me, I well, because of time, not a training. You wear training now, you wear branding. Now, Nkrofoji MPP, etum. Say, indeed, you better Obama MPP. This is the MPP. Yenim. Erishimuna ababium. That's the ya kwaya ya befa so aboye voice who buying. They now build a robust security system. Already know in the last amendment, you set up a committee on intelligence and security. Some very professional, well-trained people at Dano. Me Juma as national organizer is to coordinate and ensure say 16 regions, be at the holding. And idea, I have been working around in Tiasia at first hand, and I believe that the organizations, or the party, I'll be able, I'll deliver it to the admiration of party people that will ensure that at the end of the day, you pray to me. But I think in Mepamuno, we can have a discussion because. For me to take you one by one, constitutional, senior SHA national organization, how I am going to put it together, and you will see that. We understand what we are doing.